Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, man. Today we are breaking down the top 10 builds in NBA 2K21. So here's what I want you to do. Obviously, this is very opinionated, but I want you to comment what you think the best build in NBA 2K21 is. Just drop it down below, and we'll see what we could come up with down in the comment section. But today, I ranked my top 10 builds based on all game modes, okay? All game modes, 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, and 5v5. I took all game modes into consideration when making this list, so make sure you drop a like on the video. Let's try to get 20,000 likes on this video, man. That would help me out a lot. And let's get right into the top 10 builds. But first, if you think you know sports, you're going to want to check out SBDplay.com. SBD Play is a free-to-play sports book, meaning you don't put up any actual money. But if you are able to finish at the top of the leaderboards at the end of the week, you win $500 cash. The rules are simple. Once you register, you'll get $500 in virtual currency to play with each week. You can easily see how you did on each bet and also track how much you're making over time. The player with the highest profit each week will be declared the winner and awarded $500 in cold hard cash. So go click the link in the description and put your NFL, NBA, MLB, or even college sports knowledge to the test and try to find your way to the top of that leaderboard to win that $500 in cold hard cash. So kicking this list off at number 10 is a point forward. Basically what we're talking about is a pure yellow pie chart. The name might change depending on how you make the build exactly, what height you go, what wingspan you go, etc. But point forward, pure yellow pie chart. Although it's a very effective build, the reason I put it number 10 is because it has to be in the right hands. Because if you cannot time your jump shot, if you cannot shoot with this build, you are going to be very easy to guard. Now, if you can time your jump shot, as you see Bandit over here just greening up like crazy, this build becomes extremely difficult to guard because it is so fast with the ball in its hands. This build, you know, it has obviously the ability to speed boost, all the dribble moves, all the packages. You can get whatever you want, explosive behind the back, the Curry slide behind the back. It can do everything handling the ball. And if it's in the right hands of somebody that can actually shoot consistently on it, it's damn near unguardable. Coming in at number 9 is probably the most underrated build on this list, and that is, it's called the glass lock, but I'm talking about the playmaking and defending center build. If you guys watch my streams, you guys know about this. I stream over on Twitch. My boy Swag, when we run twos, he plays on this build. And basically, this build is a playmaking and defending center build, which allows him to have Hall of Fame dimer, Hall of Fame floor general, and Hall of Fame flashy passer. Now you might think, oh, why does a center need that type of stuff? But if you watch my videos, and as I said, if you're in my streams, you know how effective this build is. This basically allows your guard to play with takeover the entire game, right? You can see the clips here, one flashy pass, and I damn near have my takeover. And on top of it, the build still gets extremely good defense, extremely good rebounding. Essentially what this build is a paint beast. You just take away all the contact dunk packages. It only gets big man contact dunks, but you take those away, and in replace of it, you're helping your guard out and allowing him to play with takeover for 90% of the game, because those flashy passes, you know, obviously give you a ton of takeover, as you can see in these clips. But on top of it, your guard is, anytime you pass him the ball, he's catching off dimer, and then you're giving him +4 to all offensive attributes with Hall of Fame floor general. A really underrated build that you don't see a lot of, but can be very, very effective if it's teamed up with the right guard on the twos court. Coming in at number 8, we have the defending and shooting pie chart. This could be for multiple different positions. I would say either point guard or power forward. You can run this as a big, as a shooting big, kind of a popping, you know, a pop, pick and pop center, or as like a lock sharp type of guard. Now I say point guard so that you can get dimer and floor general and whatnot, but listen, the clips you're seeing are a big man build, okay? This is a power forward. I believe it's called the glass cleaning lockdown, just like the last build, but this time we're talking about the defending and the shooting pie chart, okay? It's a very good build if it's in the right hands, because if you can't shoot on it, there's no reason to have the build. You might as well just go with a pure red paint beast or a blue red paint beast that we'll talk about later. But in the right hands, someone that can shoot, as you can see in these clips, this is my boy Frank, Void the GOAT. He's out here just, you know, just look at shooting from behind half court and stuff. If you can pick and pop this year, it's very, very valuable, because a lot of people in this game are struggling to shoot. So if you're a center that can also protect the paint and rebound, and then on top of it, you could pop to the 3 or pop to the mid-range and shoot consistently, this build is very, very good. In at number 7, we have the two-way finisher, or basically the pure defending pie chart at point guard. Basically what people are doing this year is, now that you can make a 6'8" point guard, People are making 6'7" or 6'8" pure red point guards and playing as the big man, okay? This is clips from my boy Laker Fan, and he has this build at point guard, and he runs the big man spot. Now, basically, you're a pure lock. You're not going to be able to shoot, but you can rebound just like a center. You can defend the paint just like a center, and then on top of it, you are extremely fast, and your dunking ability is incredible. So you get all the contact dunks, and the speed allows you to play really good hedge defense, really good pickup defense, and it actually helps you kind of get in position to get rebounds sometimes. As you see some of these clips, he's able to kind of just run around the opponent's center and grab the ball. The only downside to this is for takeover, you cannot choose a big man takeover. You have to go with lock take or slasher take. You cannot get glass or rim protector take. That's the only downside I would say to it. But overall, the build is extremely good and extremely versatile. Next up, we have a build that's called a slasher, but it's made from the blue-green pie chart, but the pie chart that has more blue in it. Now, I actually made this build and I haven't grinded it yet, but my boy Double H, shout out to him for letting me use the clips, actually got this build to 99. And basically what we're looking at is a build that gets pro dribble moves, all of the contact dunk packages, and over an 80 three-pointer. Yes, it is an extremely deadly offensive build, and as you can see from these clips, the thing dunks like crazy. It can shoot from anywhere, especially because you have the ability to choose sharpshooting takeover. You can also, I think it's like slasher, shot creator, and playmaker. You can get all those, but you could throw sharp takeover on a build that gets contact dunks. Like I said, it can shoot from anywhere, and you get pro dribble moves. Overall, it's basically similar to the offensive threat from last year, but you only get the Hall of Fame finishing badges. You don't get the Hall of Fame shooting badges. But honestly, gold shooting badges with an 80-something three-pointer is more than enough to go absolutely crazy on this build. Overall, probably one of the best guard builds in this game. Whether you run ISO or screens, does not matter. This build is extremely deadly offensively. 2v2, 3v3, 5v5, a great guard build for all game modes. Cracking our top 5, we have the glass cleaning finisher. Sometimes it's called the paint beast. Basically what we're talking about is the big man build that is defending and finishing. The red and blue pie chart. This build is really, really good this year. Whether it's 2s, 3s, 5s, this build is a beast in the paint. The defense, the rebounding is obviously incredible, but then the finishing ability. I mean, you see some of these clips, whether you're catching alley-oops, big man contact dunks, you get all the pro and elite contact dunks, whatever they're called. I can't even think of the names, but you get all the contact dunk packages. You get a very high driving and standing dunk. You get great rebounding, great defending, just an overall beast of a center build. Hall of Fame finishing badges, Hall of Fame defensive badges. It's a really good build if you're going for rep. It's also a really good build if you're just looking to dominate inside. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to shoot on the build. The shooting is not there, but that's not why you make the build. The build is just a screening and rolling machine, defending, just unstoppable in the paint, really. Just an absolute beast of a build. I mean, look at some of these clips, man. Whether you go with glass take, whether you go with rim take, or if you make it correctly, you can actually get slash take on the build as well. It's just a really, really effective build in NBA 2K21, and that's why it's coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have a build that easily could have been ranked number 1, but since I'm taking into account all game modes, I ranked it at number 4. That is a post scorer. I know that's not the correct name, whether you want to call it a paint beast, an interior force, a glass cleaning finisher, whatever name they would give you in the builder, depending on how you make it. We're talking about post scorers. In my opinion, the pure blue pie chart is the best one. And basically, this build is just completely unstoppable. They made it even better than last year. I mean, look at these hook shots. You don't even have to green them. You can shoot it from behind the free throw line, and you will make them consistently. This build is absolutely unstoppable. The only reason I put it at number 4 was because I'm taking into account 5v5 and 3v3, where this build is just not as good. But 1v1 and 2v2, probably the most unstoppable build in the game. Defensively, it's slow because, you know, most people go 7-3 or 7-2 on this build. So the hedge defense, the pickup defense is not very good. But once you get the ball, it's game over. This build is unstoppable. Cracking our top 3, we have the pure green pie chart. Whether you make him as a guard and it's called the sharpshooter, or as a power forward and it's called the stretch 4, however you make him, the pure green pie chart is back. And the reason being, the first couple weeks of the game, everyone has been talking about shooting and how it's inconsistent and blah, 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 blah. When it comes to pure sharps, they separate themselves in this category from every other build in the game. These builds do not miss. Whether it's white, whether it's green, it doesn't matter. Whether it's a standing shot or a fading shot, it doesn't matter. Whether it's a spin shot or a hop shot, it does not matter. These builds do not miss. You don't even have to time the shot properly, and you're still going to shoot an extremely high percentage on every single jump shot. These builds, and honestly, you could probably say as it should be, you're making a pure shooter. They should be a knockdown shooter, and this year they certainly are. In past 2Ks, there's really been no point to have these builds because, you know, lock sharps and stuff like that could shoot just as well as pure sharps. But for the first couple weeks of 2K21, these builds shoot better than every other build, and it's not even close. Coming in at number 2, we have the Paint Beast, or the Pure Red Pie Chart. Basically the big man pure red, pure defending pie chart. This build is by far the most popular center build in the game, and it's the best overall center build in the game. Whether it's 2v2, 3v3, 5v5, this build is going to do exactly what you want. You're going to be able to protect the paint better than any other build. You're going to rebound better than any other build. And on top of it, you have great speed and acceleration and lateral quickness and perimeter defense. So if you need to hedge out on the guard, you can do it. If you need to pick up fully on the guard and guard the opponent's point guard, you'll be able to do it. This build overall is just the best center build in the game, as I predicted before the game even came out. I mean, this build gets snatch blocks like no other. The rebound's better than anyone. You get the big man takeovers, obviously. That's why I'm ranking it above the point guard version of this build, because you can get the glass take or the rim take. I like glass take because you're just guaranteed to get rebounds because you're throwing people out of the way, grabbing boards for your team, doing everything you would want from a center build. And taking the top spot in our top 10 builds in NBA 2K21, probably not a surprise to any of you, is the playmaking shot creator. We're talking about the yellow and green pie chart at the guard position, the playmaking and shooting pie chart at the guard position. This build is by far the most popular build in the game, and for a good reason, because it is the best build in the game right now. Not only does it get all the dribble moves, it can speed boost all the time, it can shoot from limitless, but we know how broken fades are, and this build is the fade specialist. You don't have to green fades right now. You can just shoot white fades and they will go in so consistently. And on top of it, 2K added in the shot stick aiming, and people with play shots that mastered the shot stick aiming are fading from limitless 3 consistently. They're fading mid-range consistently. It's almost an automatic bucket if you're fading with this build with shot aim. Even without the shot aim, it's probably still going in, but you add the shot aim into it and it is just completely overpowered. Now, patch 3 could change this because apparently patch 3 is going to patch fades. We will see how much of an impact that has, but as of right now, a couple weeks into NBA 2K21, there's no question playmaking shot creators are the #1 build in 2K21, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe if you guys are new. Make sure you comment down below as well what you think the best build in NBA 2K21 is. I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'm out. Peace.